Hey everybody, so we're going to be talking about point slope form. I know that we've had you do y equals mx plus b, where I've given you a point and a slope. Well, guess what? Somebody some time ago got so tired of doing all of that work that goes into it that they created the point slope form. Your point slope form needs, you guessed it, a point and a slope. So point slope form, which is the title of your notes, and write this off to the side where you're not going to have these glued in. And point slope form is y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. Something super important that you need to notice, okay, is the first thing is that x1 and y1, oops, are some point on the line. So that 1 is 1 point. The next thing is that of this point, x and y, the x1 and y1 signs are flipped. But if you end up using the formula and substituting with those parentheses, you shouldn't have a problem. Again, make sure that this part right here is written down to the side or wherever you need to. Right? We are going to start with our left side of the notes first. Right? And we're going to write an equation in point slope form. And as you're reading it, you see that it says write an equation in point slope form of a line that passes through 4, 3 and has a slope of 2. So the things that are important, they want us to use point slope form. It needs to go through the point 4, 3, and it has a slope of 2. So you want to recall that point slope form is y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. All right, you need 3 things for this. You need, and I typically like to write it in the order that I have to plug it in, which is something we're not used to. And I'm going to do y1 equals m equals and x1 equals. That's in order left to right of how we see the formula. Our y1 in this case is a 3. Our m is a 2. Our x1 is a 4. You're going to take this and drop it in. So now what I end up getting is I get y minus your y1 of 3 equals 2 times your x minus x1, which is 4. And guess what? Oops. So what's going to end up happening is that you're going to get y minus 3 equals 2 times x minus 4. And guess what? This right here, that's your answer. Right? So we're going to go ahead and go through this next one as well. Point slope form. They're giving us the point and has a slope of negative 6. Okay, well, let's drop it in. Okay, we've got our x1 and our y1, and this is our m. So we're going to write it down to the side because it's easy for us to look back and see what we're doing. I know some of you are like, I'm not going to do that. I want you to do it. This is you showing your work for me. All right, so y minus a negative 1. Notice I'm using parentheses to drop it in. Negative 6 times x minus 7. This one is not final. And that's because we've got two double negatives here. So you're going to do y plus 1 because that's what ends up happening. And you can see that it makes this big plus sign right here anyways. Equals negative 6 times x minus 7. And this right here would be your final answer. All right. And that's all point slope form. It is really that easy about plugging it in. Again, that's why that person went above and beyond to create this form and make it look like slope intercept form and make it work. All right, now what if you're only been given too much? All right. So all they're doing is they are giving you, right here, 2 points. And I'm telling you, I want you to use the first point to write the equation. But what's going to end up happening is you need a point and a slope. It's literally called point slope form. So we know that our y1 and our x1 are. We know we're going to get 3 and then negative 2 for x1. But we're going to have to find our slope. And this is just like those other notes that we did, and they didn't give it to us, so we have to go back and find the slope for them because they couldn't do this part for us. And you'll notice I'm using the t-chart method here. 3 to negative 3, you're subtracting 6. Negative 2 to 1, you're adding 3. Change in y over change in x. Negative 6 over 3. When you simplify that, you're going to get negative 2. So my slope, that means, is negative 2. And now I can write my equation. So instead, now I'm going to get y minus 3 equals negative 2 times x minus a negative 2. Well, simplify it out. Make it look prettier on our eyes. Once you're simplifying it, the only thing that should be left is this final parentheses right here. This one. And that would be your answer in point slope form. I am going to have you do this one. You are to submit your work for this online when you are done. All right, so I want you to graph an equation now in point slope form. We're on the right-hand side. All right, and let's pull what we need from this. We know this is y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. So all that's happening here is this is our y1, our x1, and our m. But hold on. Remember that extra red note that we put at the beginning? Our y1s and our x1s here, they have a negative in front of them, so they have opposite signs. So our y1, even though it looks like a positive 2, it's really a negative 2. Our x1 is really, it says it's a negative 3, but really it's a positive 3. Now you don't have to put that positive there, but if it helps you, you can. All right, and our slope, oh, thank goodness for this. Your slope can still say 2/3. Now, when you're graphing, you need a point, which is an XY coordinate pair. So 3, -2, and your slope, which in this case is 2/3. Because they're positive, it goes up 2 and always to the right, 3. So you're going to graph it. You're going to go to 3, -2. You're going to go up 2 to the right 3. Ooh. Up 2 to the right 3. And I like to make as many points as possible. And then we're going to draw our line. Now don't forget, always draw your arrows. I know you won't always get them from the test maker people, but you can still pull it. You are going to be graphing this one on your own. And again, you are to submit the work. And then lastly, we're going to write an equation in point slope form, and all I've given you is the graph. I've also told you that I want you to use the right-hand point to write the equation. So I want you to use this one right here, 1, 1. All right? You need 2 things for point slope form. You need a point, which we have. We have 1, 1. And we need a slope. Well, we can figure that out using rise over run. And remember, you walk from left to right. And we are going down the hill, so we know it's going to be negative. And we went down 2 to the right 2. Well, 2/2 simplifies to 1/1, which is really just 1. Now all you're going to have to do is drop it in. So y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. Now technically this would be an okay answer. And some of you see it. When you have that -1 outside, here's the thing. You don't have to write it like that. You can just say y minus 1 equals negative times x minus 1. And this would be how you would see it on a test or anywhere else. All right? Same thing, I want you to do this one together. Remember, using the right-hand point. So you're going to be using 2, 4 to write this equation. Okay? Make sure you drop it in and check this one with me. Thanks for watching.